If we're not at a Disney park, we're dreaming about being there, and a cup of Joffrey's Coffee Disney Blend helps. But what about when you're at a Disney park? The Joffrey's Disney Kiosk and Restaurant Locator will make sure you never miss out, whether it's a cool drink on a hot summer vacation or a great cup of coffee at a Disney signature restaurant. Joffrey's has you covered. Check it out at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The body of water that you see to the right of our forward motion is the Seven Seas Lagoon. The Seven Seas Lagoon is a man-made creation that took 3 years and the removal of millions of cubic yards of earth to complete.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. This is the gateway to the magic, ResortLoop.com. Happy to be talking some Disney with you today. Before we get started on the show, I'd like to thank everybody who's been asking for some quotes and actually booking their trips through Resort Loop Travel Group. Bob and I really appreciate it. We appreciate all the support. And speaking of support, I'd like to take this time to thank everybody for sending over, positive thoughts to, of course, Bob, but myself also, if people have been offering to help me on the show. We're going to keep the show going because we have a great community here. We have wonderful people. Check us out over there at Looper Nation Live. We can all connect over there. That's over on Facebook. We also have the website, ResortLoop.com. And if you haven't been to ResortLoop.com, the website, I want you to check it out. Go over there because we have a nice little commenting section, like right after all our posts with all our shows and blog articles. And you can give a little comment. You can rate things with stars. It's pretty nifty how things are working over there. Speaking of nifty and clever and the way things are running, I want to talk a little bit about Galaxy's Edge. Now, I'm not going to talk about the attractions necessarily. I'm not going to talk about, the logistics of going there. I want to talk about all the ancillary stuff that's going on that Disney has done and Disney has prepared for, and to launch with Star Wars, whether it's to help support, Star Wars actually in the park, or to help to get people to Star Wars land, or Galaxy's Edge. But I just thought this is kind of interesting. And when looking back, when they made this announcement years ago that Star Wars was coming to the parks, they didn't necessarily mention all the other stuff that they were going to have to do in preparation. So I thought this is very interesting that when Hollywood Studios it opens on August 29th, I'm going to read right from their thing here. It says, on the same day that Star Wars opens at the park, nearly all of the rides, including Alien Swirling Saucers, the Slinky Dog Dash, Toy Story Mania, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, are all going to become Tier 1 attractions. That means you'll be able to select one of these as the Fast Pass reservation in advance of your park visit. But here's the interesting thing. The lone exception is Star Tours, which will remain a Tier 2 attraction. Now, the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is going to open the same day as the land. They're not going to have Fast Pass available at opening there. So I think that's going on like Disneyland. So I think that's very interesting that the Fast Pass, who they always tout as, getting you on the ride, they're not even including these on the new Star Wars Millennium Falcon ride. I think that's kind of interesting. And then when you look back, you're seeing that, Star Tours is a Tier 2. Now, some of the other Tier 2s, these are actually all shows. You got the Frozen, their first time in forever, the sing-along, the Muppet Vision 3D, and the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. Those are all Tier 2. So if you pick a Tier 1, from the first group I read, but all these Tier 2s, except for Star Tours, are really crowd-eating attractions. They're like major shows, big shows that can hold a lot of people. So it looks like they're trying to, get as many people as they can, maybe draw them out of Star Tours, out of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge into other parts of the parks to hopefully try to manage those crowds. Now, I haven't heard yet if they're going to do a reservation system like Disneyland, where if you're staying on property, you will get, guaranteed access to the park for either the day, or I think Disneyland is doing a 4-hour block. But I'm not sure they could do that at Disneyland, Disney World, just because, Disneyland has the 3 hotels. Disney World has far more hotels, and that would be a whole lot more people. So I don't know if maybe they would shorten it to maybe a 3-hour block to try to get more people in. Maybe they won't do it at all. We'll just have to wait and see. I think that's going to be very interesting. And speaking of Disney World and the whole Fast Pass thing, Disney has also said that when the Rise of the Resistance attraction opens, that's not going to be a Fast Pass attraction either. So I'm wondering how that's going to work. Well, I'm sure it's going to work is that, people are going to try to get 2 Fast Passes for each of those, back to back. And, those will both be, if they, whenever they decide to go fast passes, if they do, it might take a year or so, to let people get through here, kind of I don't want to say let it die down, but let things kind of stabilize a little bit. So both of the attractions in the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, they can't be anything but Tier 1. I can't see the, Smuggler's Run being a Tier 2. And Rise of the Resistance, of course, will be a Tier 1, which I think is going to be a total game changer. I think they're getting everybody so excited about the Smuggler's Run that when Rise of the Resistance shows up, I think that's going to be a total game changer. But anyway, let's go over to Disneyland real quick. Speaking of things that, get people out of the, Galaxy's Edge and maybe get them to other part of the parks, and get them excited to do so. I thought this was very interesting. That Soarin' over California Adventure has gone back to the original, Soarin' over California. I think that's awesome. I'm kind of hoping they do that over at Disney World because, granted, I loved the new Soarin' when it came out. I mean, I saw that warping things on the side that people were talking about. I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was totally awful. I didn't think it was a ruiner. But when I heard that the original Soarin' over California was coming out, I actually got a little tingly and excited. Because that's just the movie for me. Now, speaking of the, the Soarin' over the world, I would have preferred a Soarin' over the United States. Let's do something like, using maybe, Boston, New York City, maybe like Mount Rushmore, Grand Canyon. There's so many things we could do here. I understand that Epcot's kind of a world theme, but hey, I think it would have been fine. I think everybody would have appreciated that. And there's still time, and they could probably shoot that one without worrying about the warping on the sides. Anyway, some of the other things I think might be partially developed, to maybe take some of the pressure off of Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, and some of these could a combination or have also been developed for summer. But I think the timing of the dates is always very interesting. At Disneyland Forever, it's the new fireworks spectacular at Disneyland. It returned June 7th. And that's a sky-high celebration featuring sparkling pyrotechnics, immersive projections, and other effects that transform Disneyland into a magical canvas. Now, I got to say, I love these projections, like on Cinderella's Castle. And when we left during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, there were some projections on the side at Walt Disney World that I thought, now this is amazing. I know they've done that at Disneyland for a while, and maybe they've done it at Disney World, leaving Main Street during the parades for a while, but that was the first one I was able to attend. That was magical. So I thought that was very interesting. And also on June 7th, Tale of the Lion King. That was a new outdoor musical they were doing at Disneyland. A couple of other things happening in Disneyland around this time. It says superheroes are landing in Hollywoodland. To meet their newest recruits, you can come face-to-face with some of your most admired heroes in the universe, including Captain Marvel, movie Bob loved, Spider-Man, Captain America, and the Black Panther. So I don't know if they're going to be roaming characters, or maybe it'll be like at a special guest area, get your pictures taken. I imagine they'll be getting pictures taken because it's a good way to use some of your PhotoPass time or dollars. Hey, let's jump back over to Walt Disney World, where from September 1st, now remember when Galaxy's Edge opens up, I believe it's August 29th. So timing here is great through November 2nd. Guests staying at Disney Resort hotels are going to have more opportunities to take advantage of the extra magic hours benefit with this. These are cleverly named extra magic hours. It is a special chance to enjoy more time at a selected theme park before the park's regular opening hours to enjoy their special appearances and attractions. I gotta say, I love this idea. I love the idea of extra morning magic hours. I don't think I could do it every day of my trip, but 1 or 2 days a trip, I have no problem getting up early. Let's get some things out of the way. But how are these going to work, you're asking? I'm going to tell you. The extra magic hours, extra, read all about it, magic hours benefit will be offered every day from September 1st to November 2nd. And here's how it's going to work. Disney's Hollywood Studios, it's going to include Star Wars, The Galaxy's Edge, and Toy Story Land, because you want both those open, because you don't want everybody just running the Galaxy's Edge. Because that's where they would go. But you're going to have little kids and their families running the Toy Story Land to get some stuff done there. From 6 a.m., now that's early, to 9 a.m. And that's daily. That's every day. That's crazy. That is awesome. So, minor tangent here. I'm a big fan of half days in the parks and not killing yourself the second half of the day. Get your stuff done in the early and then go to another park. Use the park hopper and maybe just get dinner in the other park. or just walk, use World Showcase as your park and just kind of walk around, relax. Maybe do some things if there's some quick lines. Because you all know, once you get past the 5 or 6 day of that ticket, the rest of the, building up to that 10-day ticket, it's dirt cheap. Add the park hopper on there. Utilize, because I'm not even gotten to the transportation options yet. But granted, you're paying more for your hotel, but once you got all your park tickets, if you can take care of all those, and we all know Disney trips are never cheap. So anyway, if you can swing it, get the 10-day ticket, if you can stay there, utilize some half days, utilize your park pools, because all the pools at Disney are fantastic. And if you're at a moderate or deluxe, they get that much better. I'd rather swim for the second half of the day, enjoy my resort, get a nice dinner, and then if you're going to go back to bed early, these extra Magic Park hours are going to be a great opportunity. Let's go back. See, what are the other parks here? Animal Kingdom. This includes Pandora, of course, the World of Avatar, and they open from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. daily. That's pretty good, too. I mean, you can knock out some of those Pandora attractions. And when I say some, I mean either one or both. Let's see here. Magic Kingdom, in Fantasyland and Tomorrowland, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Because this is every day. You know that hour difference between getting up at 6 a.m. or being there at 6 a.m. or being there at 7 a.m. can be huge, especially with little ones. That's going to be the trick, is going to bed early the night before to get everybody up at. You guys get up at 5 o'clock, 4:35, maybe 5, depending on what your hotel. You're gonna have to get up early. You have to break out that Joffrey's coffee in the parks, in your hotel, and get rolling. And if you need to save some money, you can't really stay at some of the, maybe the Disney Deluxe resorts, or you're looking for maybe some kind of, a different kind of experience. This benefit, the extra Magic Hour, is also available to the Swan, the Dolphin, Shades of Green, Disney Springs Resort Area Hotels, the Four Seasons Orlando Resort, the Hilton Orlando Bonnet Creek, and the Waldorf Astoria Orlando. Those two have just been added, and I hear those hotels are beautiful. You can't go wrong with the Waldorf Astoria, I don't believe. And it'll be interesting to see if these hotels stay on there, because, that's an awful lot of people and awful lot of rooms for these extra Magic Hours. But if you can take advantage of that by staying at any of these hotels, and you might want to maybe consider Ubers. I don't know if the Waldorf Astoria and the Bonnet Creek one have actually bus service to the parks, although I'll bet they probably do now that they are official. I'm using air quotes there to say, they're official resort hotel. Getting back to the transportation side of things, I don't think it's any surprise that this Skyliner is opening around. We don't have an exact date yet, but I'm gonna throw it out there. You're getting the Tim Scott guarantee that these Skyliners are going online as soon as that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens up. I would not be surprised. Now, I know I was not pro gondola, and I'm still kind of iffy on the concept. I still think, monorails are kind of iconic, but if these work well, if they move a lot of people, because they're supposed to be, moving constantly, where you're not actually waiting to catch a single monorail and then, waiting for the next one. If it has a constant load and you're not standing still, I see this thing, why not expand it to, like the Animal Kingdom? Maybe the Animal Kingdom Lodge, although I really wish they would do it still. We mentioned this years ago. The train, add a train from the Wilderness Lodge, the Animal Kingdom Lodge to the Animal Kingdom Park. I think that would be fantastic. But, could they expand the Skyliner maybe to Disney Springs? I don't know. That's another whole group of people, on the Skyliner. And sometimes you want these, special transportation options to be, for guests of the resorts. So, how cool would it be if we could get the Disney Skyliner, if it's working great, swing by Coronado Springs, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Animal Kingdom Park. I think that might be that could be great. So if any loopers out there have actually been to Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, love to hear from you. Love to hear what your thoughts are. I've been looking, but not too much. I've not really looked at too many videos. It's one of those things. I'd rather listen to some people talk about it. I don't want to see too much, because whenever I'm able to go there, I want it to be able to experience. So I'm kind of listening to tips, but I'm not watching too many videos. I don't want to, have anything spoiled. I don't know how you feel about that. If it's kind of like, Tokyo Disneyland, I'd probably watch a little bit more of, because I don't plan on getting out there anytime soon. Disneyland, I still want to get out there. And then, at this point, maybe I'll just wait till Disney World. More than likely to catch it there. But if the two lands are going to be exactly the same, I mean, maybe I should just wait. Which leads me to another question I've had about this whole Galaxy's Edge thing. So if Disney decides to build, which I hope they do, another one or two, Star Wars themed attractions, are they going to do it the same, identical at, Disneyland and Disney World? I would almost think you might want to mix them up a little bit, so give people a reason to go to both. It just seems like there's so much IP with Star Wars. You could do so many different things. I would just like maybe to have something that's Disney World's own and something that's Disneyland's own, as far as attractions in these lands. I'm sure they have more ideas than they could come up with. I still can't believe they weren't their own parks. To be honest, if you can't build your own separate gate from Star Wars, I'm not sure what other properties are out there you can. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on everything. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I feel like I'm rambling. I might be, but I'm enjoying myself, having a good time talking about this. If you haven't yet, take advantage of the code LOOP20. Get 20% off Joffrey's. That's good through June 14th, coming up the end of this week. Our discount code again for Joffrey's, LOOP20. Save 20% off your order. And remember, if you get $50, you get free shipping on that. It's like a free bag of coffee. Here's my little flavor suggestion. I'm going to mention this again, the Dutch chocolate. It's a great evening coffee. Or I'm also a big fan of we talked about this one before. It's my new favorite. The Mexico Cafe Femenino. Fantastic. If you can get the whole bean and grind it yourself, your house will smell fantastic. Anyway, thanks for joining us today. I'm Tim Scott. Facebook, Twitter, even a little bit on Instagram, and the website, ResortLoop.com. If you'd like, we'd love to get you a quote on an upcoming Disney vacation at ResortLoopTravel.com. Don't forget to check us out over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ResortLoop. Over there, we actually put up the Disney's dedication of Galaxy's Edge over at Disneyland. You can watch that over there. There'll be new things coming out. And everyone, please go out there and share the Gateway to the Magic. Sounds funny saying this, but see you, everybody. Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoopTravelGroup.com. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I just dropped everything. That could have gone horribly, horribly wrong.